Good morning, everybody. Welcome to today's Reading the Red this Tuesday morning. It's going to be a lovely day. Matthew chapter 18, verse 4. Jesus says these words to the disciples. Whoever then humbles himself as this child, he is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. Whoever then humbles himself as this child, he is the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. So the disciples ask, who's going to be the most important? And Jesus says, my kingdom doesn't work like that. He takes this child, this example of a child, and he says, whoever humbles himself as this child. And children, they have a natural humility as it relates to being open to hear and receive. You know, before a child has been contaminated by all the worldly disorder, there is a graciousness about them in their hearts in terms of their willingness to trust. And that sense of humility, of openness of heart, of ready to receive, is what Jesus is talking about when he says, whoever humbles himself like one of these children. It means that they place themselves in a position where they're able to receive the very best that God has got for each one of us. Now, so often the reason why we don't receive the things that we need from God is because we have all been so broken by the stuff that's gone on in the world, in our lives. And so by the time we kind of get to consider the revelation of the kingdom, it's like we don't trust it. We don't believe it. It's like we've been so damaged, so filled with these hostilities regarding the message of Jesus, the gospel, the kingdom, that we just think, oh, that's just a load of old rubbish. We're not interested in that. But the fact is that we still can come to God, even though we've had maybe lives that have been filled with disappointments and frustrations, even though we may have been beaten up emotionally, mentally, physically, abused. God is still able, if we would but come to him and learn to trust him. Whoever comes to God with humility, like this child, Jesus says, they are the greatest in the kingdom of heaven. And he's not talking about greatness because they've got lots of things, or greatness because they're being served by lots of people. He's talking about greatness as it reflects the attributes of what heaven represents on earth in this individual. That there's a sense in which when we allow ourselves to trust God, we give ourselves the opportunity to be able to embrace the things of God and the ways of God. And as we do that, so the revelation of God's nature begins to form in us as we surrender ourselves to our hostilities and our rebellion and our reaction and our mistrust. God is able to rebuild us internally, bringing revelation to our spirits, teaching our spirits how to learn from God so that we can apply what we learn from God to our lives, to our soul, teaching our soul how to mend, how to heal, and then how to be useful in helping others discover the very essence of the good things that we ourselves have discovered. Whoever is like one of these children is greatest in the kingdom of heaven. Have a great day, allowing God to impart upon you his precious ways. Hallelujah.